Hi everyone, today we're talking Saint Laurent, Gucci, overall the Kering Group, the parent company for these two brands, as well as Bottega Veneta and Balenciaga and a few other design houses. So here's what I wanted to announce in this video. First and foremost, I noticed that Saint Laurent had lowered the prices on some of their items, including handbags. So I may not have the complete information, but I have verified price decreases on Saint Laurent handbags. So I'm going to run through those in this video as quick as I can and give you an overview of what's happening in the business because the Kering Group is not doing so well. And there's been a lot of talk about luxury houses in general, the whole industry not doing well in the last couple of years. So let me share with you what I have researched. First quarter revenue, right? They just announced first quarter revenue not too long ago. Second quarter's not out yet. 4.5 billion euros in revenue for the Kering Group in total. Again, that includes Saint Laurent and Gucci and Bottega Veneta and Balenciaga and a few others. But 4.5 billion euros, which sounds like a lot of money, and it is, that's an 11% drop, okay, year over year. And they're saying that it's mostly due to lower store traffic across the board. Now, it's interesting because my husband mentioned to me recently that he read an article unrelated to luxury. It was about just retail stores in general and how they're noticing lower customer traffic. People just aren't shopping as much. And that really shouldn't come as a surprise, given all that we've been seeing in the financial markets in the last couple of years and the trends with inflation and all of that. But I just wanted to mention that. So 11% drop overall. Now, Gucci's revenue, first quarter revenue, right? 21% drop. 21%, double digit, high double digit, 21% drop in revenue. And then Saint Laurent, about 8% drop. Bottega, about 2%. And then all the other houses combined, I think it was about a 7% drop. So there is no real positive silver lining here when it comes to the numbers that we're looking at with the Kering Group. In one of the articles that I found in my research, it says the group, the Kering Group, now anticipates a decline of 40 to 45% in the first half of recurring operating income compared to the first half of last year, 2023. That's pretty massive, right? Then the head of the Kering Group, Hinault, who is, I think, the husband of Salma Hayek, right? He was quoted to say, "In view of this revenue decline, together with our firm determination to continue investing selectively in the long-term appeal and distinctiveness of our brands, we now expect to deliver sharply lower operating profit in the first half of this year." So they're just putting it out there, very transparent, because these are public records. The Kering Group is publicly traded and they have to report out their numbers, unlike, for example, Chanel, right? So they're saying, hey, you know what? It's going to be bad. The first half of this year is going to be quite low compared to last year. Just brace yourselves. So for Gucci specifically, this is my little horsebit mini 1955. It's now my only Gucci bag. You guys know I used to have a bunch of Gucci bags back in the day when I was in my 20s, and I got rid of all of them bit by bit. And this is the one newer purchase that I made about a year or two ago. I think it's adorable. So I'll just use this as eye candy while I give you the numbers. So for Gucci specifically, they're saying that first quarter results were really impacted by a sharp decline in sales in Asia. Okay, because they have a huge market out in Asia. And then for Saint Laurent, the article goes on to say that there was some growth in Japan, and then a little bit of improvement in North America, some stability in Western Europe, and then in Asia, there was definitely a dip because of tough market conditions, which is AKA people are not shopping as much. I've also got my Gucci Brixton loafers here that I've been wearing for the last couple of years, really soft and buttery. Kind of molds to your feet. Again, this is just eye candy because I know it can get kind of dry talking straight numbers. But let me just get straight into what's happening at Saint Laurent because there have been price decreases, which is not common, right? We've seen them in the past here and there with different brands, but a lot of times we're talking price increases and they're pretty substantial. But let me pull out the spreadsheet that I had made a couple of years ago for Saint Laurent. It's got my notes on it, so it's a little messy, but It's interesting. I did not track all of these bags since 2022. November 2022, I had reported out on this channel the price increases. So you can see here, for example, like the toy loulou, the first one, which is this one here. It was $18.50, and then with the price increase in November of 2022, it went up by 8% to $19.90. Well, I kind of wish I had kept tracking, but I just stopped because, it's a lot of work. It turns out right now the toy loulou is listed for $18.50. Hold up, I have to edit this part because after filming, I double checked the numbers and I see that the toy loulou is now down to $17.90. So that's pretty significant. And I will link down below in my description box where I find this bag listed at the decreased price. It's pretty much reflected everywhere, but if you shop specifically on sites like Bloomingdale's or Neiman Marcus, you might get extra discounts and extra points if you're a member. But I do think on the Saint Laurent website as well, it's marked down to $18.50, so it's official. The small size loulou, which is the next size up, went from $25.90 to $29.50 in 2022. Okay, this is almost 2 years ago. That was a 14% jump. These were doing really well. Well, it dropped down recently to $26.50. That's almost back down to pre-2022 prices. Do you see that? Do you see the trend line? Hopefully you can follow. And the same thing with the medium loulou. Went from $28.50 all the way up to a whopping $3,200 back at the tail end of 2022. That was a 12% increase at the time. It's now back down to $28.90, almost down to the old prices here. I think this might have been 2021. So we're talking almost 3 years ago. As you can see, some of these stayed the same. Some of these I couldn't track. So I'm isolating with the loulou collection, because that clearly came down and it's official, it's in print, it's on the websites. So that's for sure. And then I also noticed this envelope clutch with chain, very popular style with the matelassé quilting, grainy leather, kind of like caviar from Chanel, but a little bit different. And this was $14.50 US retail. It has now come down to $1,100. That is a $350 drop in price. That's almost a 25% discount from the previous price. So if you have been on the lookout for this bag, comes in a variety of different colors, and you were looking for a sale or a deal, or you were looking on the pre-loved market, you can get it now for $350 less than what it was just a month ago. I do feel like the styles that YSL have been coming out with are kind of stale, kind of similar. You've got the YSL logo on pretty much everything, and I'm not seeing that much freshness, newness, not seeing a lot of inventiveness or creativity, but that could be said about a lot of design houses right now. They're all kind of blending together. They seem to be repeating. They're all pulling from their archives, which I know is, a very common practice, but they're also copying from one another. They're sort of mimicking one another. When they see that something's doing well with a competing design house, they'll just jump on the bandwagon. And that's no fun for us as customers, because we don't have a lot of variety or uniqueness to choose from then. So I do wonder if YSL is just trying to do a refresh, but the numbers also speak volumes. They're financial numbers. Now, the question is, will YSL continue to drop prices across other bags and other categories? Perhaps they're already doing that and I just haven't caught wind yet. If you have any intel, please let us know down in the comment section below. And I'm wondering also if Gucci, again, part of the Kering Group, if they're going to start dropping prices as well. Now this, for example, again, is the mini horsebit 1955. I got it in 2022, I think, and I got it for $10.50. The price was $1,050. I believe now it's retailing for $1,200. Will they bring it down? Who knows? That then begs the question about Bottega Veneta and Balenciaga, which is not a brand that I'm a fan of, but they are part of the Kering Group. Oh, I should remind you that the revenue drop was even steeper for Gucci, right? It was high double-digit drop compared to Saint Laurent, which was single-digit drop. So I really am now curious what Gucci's going to do. Now, think about Chanel, for example. They actually reported that they're doing quite well, but they're doing really well largely because of their price increases. They were able to make up margin because of how much more they're charging for their popular items like Chanel Classic flat bags and all of that. So isn't it fascinating? Some brands are cutting prices, some brands are increasing prices, most brands are increasing prices. And I can't make sense of it. I don't know what's going to come next. Anyway, I just wanted to jump on here and alert you all to what's going on, give you kind of a quick dive. Like I said, I don't have all the information, but I do have verified price decreases on some of the items that I shared from Saint Laurent. So especially if you were eyeing some of those bags and you wanted to get a deal, this might be the time. This might be the time to jump on. Only if you were already planning to. Hey, let's not buy something just because the price went down when we weren't planning to buy it anyway, because that's just a waste, right? And let's keep an eye out on Gucci and the rest of the Kering Group. And please let me know your thoughts on all of this. Let me know if you have any additional information that you can add to this conversation. I'd love to see a dialogue down below in the comment section. And also let me know how you're feeling about these two brands. Are you shopping from Saint Laurent and Gucci these days? Do you prefer one over the other? If so, why? I'd just be curious. So thanks so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it in any way, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.